Hi, I'm KARCENO.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows KARCENO and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Yo, what's up? Y'all know who it is? The intro told you everything. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the page. Y'all all see what time it is. Hey, Drake. Um, is this your child? Is this your son? It's just a question we're asking. Not that we really care or we want to be all in your business. It's just that you kind of like made it our business when you told us to go out and find children, right? Now, are you going to take the DNA test? Well, that's the biggest question. Now, this man is not above hiding children. We all know. But from what I'm hearing from my sources, that there are plenty of women now coming forward claiming to have children with the certified lover boy. There are many women who keeps his attorneys busy with claims that Drake has impregnated them, told them to get rid of the baby, paid them to do it. All of these rumors are starting to resurface, and they're blaming Kendrick Lamar. If Kendrick didn't make that song, none of this would be happening. Why, Kendrick? Why? So Drake fans are going up and down with this whole narrative. Now, this one lady appears to be sending out plenty of messages to Drake through his DMs under his comments posts with no response. Doesn't seem like Drake has responded to any of the messages and the claims that this is his child. Now, this could be a child that looks like Drake. We have no proof that Drake is actually the father of this child or this woman even knows Drake altogether. But the resemblance are striking. Now, whether this woman is crazed, we don't know. But we also know characteristics of Drake. He is a manipulator and a liar. So, because he's a manipulator and a liar, he cannot be trusted. So, when your credibility is shot, you're going to have a hard time trying to get the genuine public to believe anything that you're going to say. And since this was done before the Kendrick Lamar beef even took place, years of this woman trying to get your attention to come see and take care of your son. And all of a sudden, communications go quiet. Now, we also know females just happen to disappear when being around Drake or presence of Drake for long periods of time. You know, there's just weird coincidences and accidents or intruders and things of that nature just so happen to show their face and do certain things. Now, all of us together have noticed a titanic shift in the energy level due to this Kendrick Lamar battle. But the rumors about said NDAs from Drake has been alarming. Now, from one girl who has the oldest child in this whole scenario that Drizzy hasn't seemed to be conversing with or having anything to do with the narrative or anything other than that child has not met any of the obligations or been forced to have meet any of the conditions that was laid before him. It is alleged that the second child, which was really the first child, he's older than Adonis, was confirmed by DNA testing. And you have been secretly taking care of that child through a said NDA. And a gross rumor that your NDA indicates that that child cannot know you are his father. The mother is not allowed to tell him he's the father. Now, the NDA says the money stops on his 18th birthday. No matter if he decides to go to college or not. As part of their agreement, he's more than compensated the child for 18 years. The NDA allegedly states that the NDA for the mother is for life. The life of that child. She's taking that money. There's a $250,000 penalty, punishable to even a year in jail for violation of the NDA and found guilty of infractions. You risk a $250,000 fine and the risk of a year in prison. You cannot breach an NDA unless the other party has violated their terms in the agreements. Now, at that said time, when the child was conceived, allegedly, this was early in Drake's career when he was starting his meteoric rise. So the child, we're talking 2008, 2009. That child is now in middle school. And that second child definitely resembles him to a T. Now, allegedly, terms and conditions has to be met in order for all of this to be legit. So if the terms and conditions are not met by Drake, the people involved, he can't mention the child, he can't mention the child by name. He has to avoid it. So he cannot speak about this child. Allegedly, the way his NDA is brought up, he cannot even bring forth the information to speak about the child. So long as all sides are being respected and payments are being made, we won't even speculate further. Now, what is the biggest drawback from this? These children, if you are their father, Drake, you're going to grow up like the cats in the cradle. You're going to be an old man. They're going to be young men. And then they're going to look at you in disgust as they get older and know that you were their father and chose not to be in their life. While your son Adonis gets all of the treatment, gets all of the perks, gets to fly on private jets. They gets the father-son time that they don't know about. They growing up confused, not knowing why their father isn't around, and the mother's not even allowed to tell them who their real father is. What a scumbag way. That is a scumbag way to go. Now, everybody's talking about his music career and will he bounce back? Will he bounce back in life? He's done so much wrong that the people and the public don't even realize this man has done so much wrong. How is he ever going to get right? He's got to get his soul right first. When your soul ain't right, nothing else is going to work for you. You can't fix this. You're not going to be able to, what they say, tootsie slide your way out of it. By you not manning up and being a man. It goes in line with what Kendrick said. I know they call you the boy, but where's the man? Because we haven't seen him yet. So this goes to show you people that no matter what your status quo is, what your stature is, that does not matter. It does not equate. That does not make up the mark of a man. Hundreds of millions of dollars mean nothing. It means nothing if your character of who you are as a man is in question. Because you can't get that back. All the money Drake got, he can't get it back. The character of who you are as a man stands the test of time. I don't understand why it's hard for some people to believe or see the patterns. I knew what it was from day one. When I showed y'all back in 2008, late 2008, 2009, when Best I Ever Had came out, his album didn't even drop, and I gave my opinion on Drake, on his music. Now, he gravitated to doing more music that I liked down the road. But you got to understand something. He was the cool, nerdy guy who got rejected by girls, right? And now he's this tough guy, mob guy. It's just it's weird. Getting all these tattoos everywhere, that's just weird. Got a Leah tattooed on his body, just weird. Like everything that this guy does is got to be in question. You're just like there's something going on here. There's like an empty space in this guy. And this comes from the disattachment that he has of not knowing which world he wants to. He's got one foot in this world, one foot in another world. You see, he classifies himself as Jewish around them. Then he classifies himself with the braids, with the clothes. He's trying to be like, yo, I'm with y'all. And it's like, well, which world are you in? Because you're trying to pivot two worlds and you're in the middle. I've seen this happen. Seen this happen a lot. Either black Jewish kids, they're either Jewish and they have no connection really to their black side of their family or barely have any connection to it whatsoever. Or they're trying so hard to fit in to black society, to appropriate themselves. They feel like they gotta try and prove more than anybody, like, hey, I'm black. Like you don't have to do that. And they really press hard to try to do it. Like, yo, I'm showing y'all I'm gonna be the blackest black person that you've ever seen. I am black. So, it's like they try to fight for an identity or a place. And this is a common problem that most mixed people have is the acceptance of themselves. Now, when you can't accept yourself or you're in a situation where it's not going, like you have these questions and doubt about yourself, what you think your children going to have? They're going to have a lot of questions. When the whole denomination should be, are you loved? Focus on the people that love you. Stop trying to fit into a place from people who don't love you. Trying to place you somewhere is where you place yourself. So anybody could put you somewhere. It's what you, it's like the saying, anybody could call you something. It's what you answer to. My buddy argue with me all the time. Man, if the daddy black, they black. You got to know the black gene. overrides every other gene in the gene system. So I said, okay, well, his mom is white or Spanish or whatever. Is she Puerto Rican or whatever? That's got nothing to do with it. So he's not Puerto Rican then. If the woman just happened to be Puerto Rican or whatever, he's not mixed no more. He just black. Yeah, he black because his daddy black. So I'm like, I give up because it's like it doesn't even make sense. You are mixed. If that's the case, that's all it is. Your mom and your dad combined made you. You're mixed. And it's not a crime or an indictment on you that you are. You're both. Now, Puerto Ricans isn't even a real thing. That's just a horrible way to identify people, I think. But they just, what else they gonna call them? They're naming them after the land. So they just saying you're over there, you're Puerto Rican. You're in Mexico, you're Mexican. If you're in Ireland, you're in Ireland, you're Irish. Okay, so it's just a weird way to do things like that. But a lot of these people are mixed with Spaniard blood from people that came over from Spain. They gave them a language and told them this is your language. So we'll be here all a decade if we're going through American history. And I'm not trying to do all that. Let's pull it all the way back to what this is centered around. Drake's confusion and his irresponsibility and his way of avoidance and running from the responsibility has him at a place and a point in his life where he doesn't want to go backwards. He doesn't want to be put in the spotlight. He doesn't want to be put in the scope. He don't want that. What he wants is to have everybody love him. He wants to be enamored. He wants that. He needs that affirmation. He needs that pat on the back. He wants attaboys. That's why he looks at people like academics and Maul and all these people that's gonna kiss up to him because he needs that admiration. He needs to be that guy. He needs to be the one. And when he's not, you see what happens. It's sad. I mean, to see where it's been and where it's sad. I don't know if these people could ever recover. But it's such a mess right now. This game, it has gotten so out of hand that we don't even know how much damage mentally Drake is because we see the fame, we see the money, we see the songs, the work, but all of it is a smokescreen. If Drake come out with an album, I'll review it, but I'm not really interested. I think he's gonna really suffer and see the results of his damage when when he comes back. He needs to sit out for about a month or two and then come back. So pushing his album back was probably the wisest thing UMG has done, in my opinion, because it's done. But I think Drake, as a man, should be questioning the facts of the matter. Like, I think he should really be questioning. Well, he should really question his responsibility as a man. If that's your child, you should go out to try to say, hey, especially if they come to you, if they come to you and start talking about, hey, they want to take the test, they feel that you might be the father and this and that, take the test. And if you the father, then man up and take that responsibility. Take that weight. I can't speak for everybody else. I can only speak for me, but I would love to see how that's going to play out in the courts if that NDA is challenged. Now, what he has to do is what they've been doing is trying to keep all the other girls silent and NDA'd up to where they can't talk. All of a sudden, the girl who spoke, all these women have been coming up with new ways to go over the things that they've said and corrected in the past about Drake and high school girls. It's really weird how the tone has just changed. But if this is Drake's son, you know, answer. Let us know. Let your public know. Say yes or no and move on. But you can't say you didn't know you have this message or anything. You can't say that now. Come on. It could be a psycho woman. We don't know. This could be psycho time. So no one's convicting him. We're just saying it could be. But nevertheless, this conversation is now over. Shouts out to everybody out there. Mondo Black TV. Welcome to HDII TV. Don't forget to go to the Patreon. We already hit the ground running. I think we got Macho Man, Steve Austin, the Rihanna and Rock Nation beef. Man, we got so much stuff going on. It's only getting wilder.